So far, so good though. Jinxed myself, gonna die soon. Yes, that's what's gonna happen. Hello Reformers and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and finally I have remembered to rename Slythe. You can see here I unfortunately could not get the entire name that I wanted in the field here because there is apparently a character limit. I mean, you know, there's bound to be a character limit of some kind. Although the Skaven, they seem to be ignoring this. They seem to be completely ignoring this particular character limit. So we are now Slythe, Horned One's Chosen, instead of what I wanted, which was Chosen of the Horned One. But, well, you know, it's a very slight difference, I suppose. Anyway, let us now head in versus the next castle. And, oh yeah, at the end of the previous episode, we did have a pretty big problem in the way that my inventory was completely stripped of every single item. And, of course, the text log was being bombarded by all kinds of error messages. And apparently that, according to some of you in the comments, is due to a faction being eliminated. But the patrols then being left over, so basically the patrols that are left over in that faction are then treated as actual vassals or something, and apparently they are not being, shall we say, removed from the map in some way, and they are instead attempting to change faction. And as a result, it does, you know, bring up some rather unsavory things, and so thankfully I do have a number of backup saves, so that obviously is going to make a big difference to us if that actually happens again. But I'm hoping that that's not going to happen again. Now you can see here that I actually have a couple of poisoned wind globadiers here. Unfortunately, well, should I say unfortunately or fortunately? Well, either way, we do have a number of vassals with us right here, and so these vassals are obviously going to be helping us out in a pretty big way to eliminate most of Kislev, because for my part right here, I don't mind losing units. You know, I'm perfectly fine with losing units here and there, but for the most part, I would like to be able to eliminate Kislev as fast as possible, and so we are going to try and do that with one campaign. And the campaign is now. This is the campaign that we are on right now, where we have a number of our vassals. I am unsure who is actually here. Oh yeah, because I obviously had to restart from a previous save, I unfortunately was unable to find Thrud this time around. And I know he's an absolutely amazing companion. He's just really great. I would have loved to have, you know, gotten him as a vassal once again, but I went into the exact same tavern that I found him in before, and he's not there. So I don't know where he is. He's probably somewhere close by or whatever the case may be, but he was not in that particular tavern. So unfortunately we will have one less vassal for the moment, and hopefully at some point in the future we will be able to find him again and then make him a vassal. Now there's not too many units in here, but they are putting up a pretty big fight, as you can see. So, I mean, there is actually an Empire vassal in here with about, I don't know, 30, 40 units, so it's not really a big deal. But if they have some high-tier units like they seem to have right here, I mean, look, there's a warrior priest, there's a demigryph knight in there as well. So, yeah, they are obviously causing us to have a bit of a headache there. But otherwise, what I've also done is, in this new save, I've tried to make a bit of a, shall we say, a bit of a concerted effort. Instead of leveling up Eshin Assassins and Storm Vermin mostly, now I'm not giving up that particular combination that I want to have eventually. I have instead started to level up some more Poisoned Wind Globadiers, because obviously they are very effective in sieges, and basically I just want enough of them not to be able to completely eliminate, you know, every single unit in an enemy garrison, but just enough of them to be able to make a significant impact on how many effective kills we're able to get. Ow. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Those Streltsy things, they are so good. They really are. What? There's only this many units here? Are you serious? Why are our people not able to get up here? Come on. Get up there on the battlements. Are you serious? Look at that. That is crazy. I actually thought that we were being held up by a whole entire wall of demigryph knights and warrior priests and stuff like that, but it seems like that's not the case. It seems like my forces were just waiting for me to die for them to charge in. I guess that's the signal, you know? That's the signal. They're just like, okay guys, just wait. Just wait until Slythe gets himself killed from some kind of headshot, and then we'll all go in and show our might, because that's when everyone gets to see our prowess in combat. They seem to just... oh well, never mind. That apparently is the way things go for me. But yeah, the rest of the siege is actually not even going to be that bad, because we are now on the battlements. It's going to be a much more even fight, but we are going to have to deal with these guys. Yes, those guys, and, well, I actually wanted to zoom in on someone that actually had a musket. Where's the musket guys? Ah, they didn't seem to be anywhere. Well, this poor fellow is going to be up against the overwhelming hordes of the Skaven, and, well, you can see his perspective. It's not very good. Well, yes, he didn't have a very long perspective, but it was a very terrifying one at that, and there we have it. Alright, so we were able to do it, even though the horned ones chosen was eliminated very quickly. Not exactly what we'd like to see every single time, thank you very much. Our allies did end up losing quite a significant number. Look at that, 60. 60 of them were actually killed, but obviously we do have a pretty significant number as it is, so I suppose in the grand scheme of things it's not really going to make too much difference, but well, we'll see as time goes on, or at least we'll see as soon as we get outside here whether they are in really bad shape and need to, you know, take a bit of a breather, but I don't think they will. I think we can probably continue onward. We are getting quite a few good units as a result of the rescued prisoners as well, and thankfully, hopefully, the various vassals that have joined us here will be able to rescue and indeed capture some of those guys as well. Alright, so I'm actually going to be giving this to Lord Measles. He has been running around with some pretty large units and doing a good job at killing patrols and all sorts of cool stuff like that, so I'm happy with him, and it's about time that he gets rewarded a little bit more. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, it seems like, whoa, yeah, as you can see, there's Lord Measles right there. He has 333 now, so that's very good. Okay, so this gives us the opportunity to now head onward. I've taken Kislev once again, of course, and we are going to head on to the next castle. I'm actually thinking maybe what we should do is just go and take the other town, but as far as I'm aware, it was under siege by the Realm of Chaos. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Let's have a look and see whether my people are going to catch up. Yes, it seems like they are now, and oh, it seems like the Nippon has declared war against the Skaven. I don't think that's really going to lead anywhere. They're very far away from each other after all, so it's probably not going to make too much difference. Anyway, let's have a look. See how many units they have in the garrison here, and this will determine whether we actually head inside or not. Right. Actually, not even that bad. I mean, yeah, you know, it's a pretty significant number, but let's have a look at their composition, if I can actually see it, considering the font is extremely small at the moment. Griffin Legionnaires, they have 45 of those. Kreml Guards, they have 49. They have 32 winged hussars. That's going to be kind of harsh. What about the ranged units? They only have 6 of those? Okay, sure. They only have 6 of those units that killed me in the previous siege, so we might have a better chance at survival. Alright, so once again, we have a number of people shooting at us. I'm going to try and be a little bit more cautious this time around, but bear in mind that the Streltsies that we were well, killed by in the previous siege, they're not actually that numerous, and I've just killed one of them, so that's pretty good. That is actually very good indeed, because there's only, I think there's only 6 of them? I think there's only 6 of them here, or 61. That's a pretty big disparity, so if I have indeed gotten it incorrect, and it is actually 61, then we are probably going to be in for some bad times. But if it's 6, then I think we're going to be fine. So, yes, that's a pretty big disparity, as I said, so hopefully I'm not going to be too incorrect about it, and we're just going to tell our units to charge in once again. I actually kind of wanted to be one of the first up the ladder here, because I want to make sure that I'm actually in range to do some stuff, yes, to do some damage to our opponents here. And it seems like we're actually going to be pretty good here, actually. If I can stand about at this range and not get pushed off by any ranged attack, then I think we... I jumped. Yes, I jumped. Okay, that's my bad, but alright. Well, I did a little bit of damage, I suppose, so I guess that's okay. But otherwise, we have already eliminated 23 out of the possible 500 that we're going to fight here, so I suppose that's okay. And maybe... yeah, there we go. Nice snipe. Taking out that guy. And yeah, I have attempted to find the magic merchant once again. I went through basically every single tavern that was in my range, basically every single Bretonnian town, as well as Empire town, and couldn't find any. For some reason, I don't know why. I can never find the one that I actually want to find, but oh well. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in the near future, because I would like to see what other two-handed weapons there are available. Because according to some of you in the comments, they are very, very powerful indeed, and it would be pretty fun to use some of those, that's for sure, considering we do have a decent two-handed weapon proficiency. Well, it actually seems to me like the winged hussars are not actually even that difficult to kill, because I actually just killed one right there. Now, if I can just stay at a decent range here and do some damage, then I think we will have a much easier time of getting inside the battlements. Basically, I've just moved everyone away because they were not getting anywhere, basically, and I want to make sure that we don't lose too many units, because as I say, we do want to go on a bit of a sieging spree in this episode, and maybe even eliminate Kislev altogether, dependent on how many units they have in each of their garrisons, of course. But so far, everything seems to be going quite nicely, and I am being shot, I think. I am being shot from the side, which is probably eventually going to eliminate me, but hopefully I can just dodge it long enough to do as much damage as I need to do to get a little opening, just a small opening in the defense here. They have a lot of units in the defense on the battlements right now, and if I can just get a small opening that will allow our forces to slip inside, then we're going to be in a really, really good position. I'm actually going to tell them to charge in right now, because these guys are, well, they're not exactly difficult, and they're Bretonnians? Why am I fighting Bretonnians right now? Well, I have no idea why that is, but I suppose, you know, sometimes that's going to happen. Is there a defector here? I don't think so. Maybe there's actually a vassal from Bretonnia actually here or something, but anyway, this might actually be the time when we can get through. But you can see here there's more reinforcements coming in from the right side already, so they are very, very quick at reinforcing their front line, which is really pretty bad. I mean it's good for them. It's good for them, don't get me wrong on that, but it's very bad for us. And we have eliminated, wow, okay, only 140. Well, that's not very good. Well, this might be a little bit easier because, well, Lord Valance has turned up, and he has about 190 units. There he is. And it's kind of nice to actually see him for once, because usually he's kind of not really that active, which is a bit strange considering he's one of our first vassals, if not the first vassal that we made. I think he was actually the first vassal that we made. So you would think that, considering, you know, the Horned One's Chosen gave his confidence to him, that he would be a little bit more, you know, proactive in, you know, doing whatever he needs to do to achieve victory. But, yeah, it seems like he's not really that active, which is a bit unfortunate, but he has turned up here. He has turned up here, so I guess he has seen fit to actually help us out with the Kislev, and hopefully he will help us out in the entirety of this siege spree. But obviously, as I say, it's kind of a bit difficult to do so. Oh, look at that, we've already eliminated 54. It is a bit difficult to do so considering there are so many in the garrison here, but I have done one extra round just before this, and we eliminated about 180, so that was pretty good, and there's only 200 left in the garrison. Ooh, what is this? It appears as though we might actually be getting inside the battlements for once. I am very surprised about this. I don't know whether it's going to happen. It seems like there's a lot of movement. Really, this is one of those times when I really do not like the ladder itself. Usually I'm okay, and you know, usually the ladder is just like, yeah, that's pretty fine. But this ladder is awful. It is so terrible. Oh well, never mind. I guess we're going to have to do a little bit of micromanaging to get myself in there. Alright, well, it looks like we might actually, I know I said it before, we might actually get into the battlements this time around. If I can just squeeze in there, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so can you just kill these guys, please? Can you just kill them? Thank you. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, now, don't get shot, Slythe. Don't get shot. Almost. He almost did. Did you see that? Yeah, there was a bunch of arrows coming. Oh, wow, that's actually a lot of them right there. Okay, no wonder we are getting cut down immediately upon entering. This is kind of bad. Alright, anyone behind me? Yeah, there is actually someone over there, but hopefully they are not going to be able to see me for the most part. Let's see if I can do a little bit of damage from up top here. And, yeah, there's just so many pretty decent infantry. You know, they don't have amazing armor or anything like that, but their offensive capability is pretty decent, so obviously that's kind of it's kind of a thorn in our side for the moment. But hopefully we're going to be able to prevail here. It really just depends. I'm going to try and take out this guy here. Let's actually tell every single unit to charge in, because right now I have my my Globadiers outside, as well as my Warplock engineers and so on, because I just wanted to have a small contingent of ranged units outside, because sending them in is usually not the best idea. They're usually just going to get eliminated without any fight whatsoever, so it's kind of a good idea to do that every now and again, just to, you know, kind of thin people out a little bit. And obviously my Poison Wing Globadiers have obviously already thrown all of their globes, so you know, them going in now is pretty decent. How many have we eliminated? Oh, there we go. 183. Very nice. Okay, we're actually doing pretty decently. You know what I want to do? I really, pretty badly want to go up to these guys and hit them with my mace. Well, shall we say my ball and chain, but that's very risky. Okay, I'm going to do it just because it's going to help us out if I'm actually able to... Wow, there are so many... Why are there so many of these guards here? That's insane. Just look at this. They're all melding into each other. They've got a massive amount of really pretty decent armor, and I'm dead because, yeah, the archers started focusing me. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so that is the reason why our people are having such a hard time. That is really harsh. And if I had known that, you know, I mean, Kislev, in comparison, in the previous episode, was not exactly difficult. So, yeah, I think it is primarily due to this ladder. I'm going to blame this ladder because I've fallen off this ladder countless times already, so I'm going to blame it for all of our deaths, and that's that. Alright, so what I can tell right now is that we only have 37 enemies remaining. I had to retreat once again, obviously, because we just were not able to penetrate their armor. It was just way too difficult with all of them stacked on each other, being able to cover themselves and all that sort of thing. So having a reload of globes and obviously ammunition as well is going to make all the difference. And I should also mention that many of our vassals right now have run away. Yes, they have actually run away from the campaign, mainly because they have lost so many units in the attempt of taking this particular fief. And I don't blame them. You know, I don't blame them. That's absolutely fine. If they feel like they need to do that, then that's obviously what they need to do. But for me, I'm perfectly happy with what we've done here. And being able to take this is a pretty large victory, because this is basically the last big stand that the Kislev are going to be able to take, because otherwise they're probably only going to have castles that have relatively simple layouts, and I'm jinxing myself pretty harshly here, because you know what's going to happen now. Oh yeah, they're just going to come along with, well, whatever, and there's going to be so many siege towers or something like that. That's probably how it's going to be. Anyway, let's give this to Ugluk. I haven't seen him for a while, actually. I have not seen Ugluk. I don't know why, but hopefully he's going to be coming around here at some point to help us out a little bit. And let's actually go into the tavern, see if there's a merchant here or something. Well, there is a potion seller, but I already have some pretty decent amounts of potions. I actually bought 3 potions from a potion seller I found in Karak Hearn, so that's obviously perfectly fine. There's a lizard man right there, and that's it. Okay, well, we're going to wait here for some time. There is actually a fight going on between Lord Measles and Prince Ivan, but that's the thing. I don't know whether I really want to participate in this, because I am extremely injured right now. I want to end the campaign, thank you very much. Let's let everyone just do their own thing for the moment. And let me see if I can get some more of these guys. Technically what I could do is I could help out Lord Measles, but I personally feel like he should be able to win by himself. I mean, actually, maybe not. Maybe he's not going to be able to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to rest here for a little bit of... Yes. It seems like that is indeed the case. There seems to be a lot of... here we go. Are our vassals actually helping each other or not? No. They are actually not doing that, which is actually a big shame. I actually wanted them to all help out each other, because if they did, I would have helped them out as well, but it seems like that's not the case. So it seems like, yeah, they actually just ran into the garrison here, which I suppose is fine, because they do have a little bit to recuperate. So let's go to the nearby castle then, and see if we can... There's actually a lot of people right there. How many... I got about a decent amount of poisoned wind globadiers. Might actually make sense. Okay, let's see if it's a siege tower. No, it's not. It's only going to take 3 hours. Let's see whether the vassals decide to attack us. They are not. They are not. Oh, this is good. This is very good indeed. Okay, so if we can do this, then I think we'll be in a really good position. Okay, so Katya has already gotten the first kill. Very nice indeed. Let's see if we can do our standard thing where we get our poisoned wind globadiers to win the day for us. And I'm actually going to get a couple of shots off myself, if at all possible. There we go. And once we have eliminated the front line here... Oh, wow, that is just crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell my Poison Wind Globadiers to hold their fire until there is a considerable amount of enemy units at the... top of the ladder over there. And then we're going to tell them to throw again, and that is obviously going to mean that we will get even more kills with this wonderful, wonderful globe strategy. Are they actually coming down? I don't see anyone coming down. Yep, there we go. Okay, there's actually one of them there. I'm just going to shoot him if I can. Okay, no. Apparently one of my engineers wanted to shoot him instead. What is that guy doing here? Is that a Chaos unit? Yes, it was. It was a Chaos Pit King who got murdered very easily indeed. Thanks for having a two-handed weapon. Yes. Okay, well, seems like that's it. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to tell them to fire at will once again, and we'll see whether they're able to do something here. A little bit. A little bit of damage. Okay, come on, guys. Come forward. I'm going to try and bait them into coming forward a little bit, just so that I'm actually being shot. Being shot from over there. That fellow. Yes. That fellow. Yes. Did you see him? Did you see him? I saw him and I was like, okay, I'm dodging. No, apparently I wasn't. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough at the dodging to be able to pull that off. And it feels to me like our globadiers are already out of globes. So that's not particularly good, but at least we gain a good amount of morale. I've actually been having some morale difficulties, so obviously that's pretty decent. Let's wait here for some time. Just a little bit of time, just to get ourselves back on our feet. Really did not want to get damaged critically there, because it would have made much more sense to stay up and try to, continue the siege pretty quickly. But obviously now that I have to rest, it's not particularly good. But let's see if I can get a couple more units leveled up. We got some more Jezzails right there, and more skirmishers. There we go. Now, bear in mind, I only have 263. Usually I have about 380, but I lost a huge amount in that siege, so bear that in mind. Anyway, let's build our ladders once again. I've got to keep a very sharp eye out in case those vassals want to come back and do battle, but it seems like they don't for the moment. So let's see what we can do in this one. Now, this particular ladder, I'm going to say, is pretty good. I like this ladder quite a bit. It's wide, and at the top is a pretty decent landing spot, so you're not going to get well, stuck, basically, there. It's going to be much, much easier for us to get inside. And speaking of getting inside, I'm actually going to tell everyone to charge in right now because our Globadier's got such an amazing amount of hits right there that we are going to be in a great position. So I'm actually going to tell our engineers and everything. I'll tell our Globes to also hold position because I don't want them to run in there and needlessly die. Because even though they do have melee combat and they can do some decent damage, you know, they're not obviously going to be that good, and hopefully they're going to get out of the way of our infantry because we sorely need to get up there pretty quickly. Can you move? Yes, that was because I was a bit slow in telling them to hold position again, so my bad, but hopefully we will be able to get in there. So far 75 deaths, that's pretty good. That is very good, actually. Okay, and yeah, this is very nice indeed. Okay, the only problem that I'm foreseeing here is now that we have to now we have to deal with the enemy units looking down on us, which is not great. Even further, so yeah, that's not very good. Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I will either have to wait here and just shoot, or I can potentially get some units up here to maybe throw a couple of globes. I don't know how many globes they have remaining still, but maybe it will be enough to kind of clear the way. Let's see if I can get a couple of kills this way as well. Do you have some? I don't know whether they have any. Well, let's have a look here. They are still firing at will, so what else do they have here? Yeah, a couple of people actually told me to tell them to stand ground, because that will tell them to basically stand still. Does that work? It doesn't seem as though it's working, so I'm not entirely sure. But they seem to all be moving around still, but maybe if I move them again, they might stand still? Kind of, not really. Oh well, never mind. Maybe I need to try it on a slightly larger surface. That might make more sense. Anyway, let's tell everyone to charge in then, I guess. Let's tell everyone to charge and we'll see what we can do. I'm actually going to jump down here because I feel like I can probably do quite a bit of damage by eliminating their ranged units. And we do obviously have one-hit KOs basically the whole time against these guys because they, I mean, you can tell, they really don't have the best helm whatsoever, so they are going to be very easy for us to eliminate. And maybe if I can, yeah, there we go. Phew, a jump and bash. Oh yes, that's what we like. Maybe I can get another couple of kills here. And bear in mind, I am in their spawn zone, so if they receive reinforcements once again, I'm going to be absolutely swamped and probably murdered very shortly afterwards. So let's hope that that does not happen. So far, so good though. Jinxed myself, gonna die soon. Yes, that's what's gonna happen. If it's by this guy or someone else, or maybe that's it. No, they are receiving more reinforcements. Okay, I actually thought that we might have a bit of a lucky break there, but no. No such luck. Oh, hello. He's standing right next to me, not attacking me or anything. Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate the free hit that he gave me on him. So that's pretty good. Okay, I'm probably going to die here if I don't jump down, so I'm going to jump down once again, even though the fall damage is, well, I wouldn't say considerable, but it is obviously kind of annoying to take that all the time, so yeah, I guess it's better than dying, so why not? Wow, there's still a lot of units here. 62? Really? We've eliminated 200 now, and they still have a decent defense. I think that's been basically the whole kind of overarching theme that we've had here against the Kislev. It's always been like, oh, they only have 200 units here. Oh no, they actually have 600. It's kind of like that. Weird. And even more reinforcements? Okay. Many more reinforcements, actually. Interesting. Not entirely sure how that's happening. Let's have a look. Look at that. They have even more coming up here. Okay, well, we are also receiving reinforcements, of course, but I feel as though, I don't know, everything seems to be stacked against us so incredibly heavily. Oh well, never mind. Okay, I guess we're going to see whether our forces will be able to prevail here. And it seems like the answer to that question is actually yes, they are able to prevail, which is, well, a relief, basically. I really did not want to head in here again because I had a feeling that the enemy vassals were getting a little bit done, you know, raiding our villages and everything. It's just a small distraction for them, and they were going to head over here and try and do a little bit of intercepting and retaliation. But thankfully, that is not the case, and we were able to, actually get 36 renown from that, which is pretty good. We did lose 20, as you can see there, so all of these sieges have been extremely costly in comparison to the ones before, and I don't know why that is, actually. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just because they are, well, kind of good at what they do. They do have some pretty good ranged units. Nothing too amazing, as I've said. Nothing too amazing, but decent. And they're decent enough to be able to basically one-shot most of our units, as I am looking at 10 Chaos Trolls here. Please give me these 10 Chaos Trolls. Thank you very much. Alright, so this gives me the opportunity. Hopefully they're going to have many more Skaven units here. Yeah, they do. They actually do. Very nice indeed. Look at this. 7 Eshin Assassins. 6 of those. Wow, 5 Rat Ogres. That's pretty good. Wow, this is pretty awesome. Okay, so if I can get more of these, I will be very pleased indeed. And we also maybe have the opportunity. Do they? Oh, yes they do. They have a Ruin Warlock. Now this is one of the, well, one of the units that you can't necessarily get normally. And it's one of those things that you're going to need to find from a garrison. And thankfully, I've been able to find one. And that means that we will now start seeing some spells being cast in field battles that are not cast by me, of course. So that is going to be very fun to find out what they're able to do. And let's get a couple more of those. I'm going to have to get these Hell Knights and Black Knights, Blood Knights, and so on. They're very good. Storm Vermin. I need to make sure that I'm taking some good units here, so I guess we'll just go for these. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to try and find good units from other factions because I'm not entirely sure which ones are actually super good and which ones are not very, so I'm going literally... Oh, there's an Orc Shaman there as well. I think the Orc Shaman is going to be able to cast spells too, but obviously I'm not really going to be using Orc units that often, so this is basically just as a way to kind of take it and just check it out and see how they do. Okay, so I still have a lot, so I guess I'm just going to take as many good units as I can get my hands on. And there we have it. Alright, so I did actually manage to find, I think, what was it, 6 or 8 Poisoned Wind Globadiers there, so that's pretty cool. And I almost missed those. I literally almost missed those, because what I'm looking for usually is the word Skaven. You know, I'm looking for Skaven something or other, or rat, or something along those lines. But yeah, obviously Poison Wind Globadier does not come under that particular, you know, that particular thing, so it's kind of difficult to find that out. Anyway, I'm actually going to give this to Lord Aketi. I believe he kind of needs a larger army, because right now he's running around with about 180, which is decent. Don't get me wrong, that's decent, but I would much prefer to have him run around with about 250 instead. So there we go. There's a castle for him, and the Kislev only have 3 castles remaining, and I think they should be pretty easy for us to take. And yeah, Kislev has obviously been besieged. That was very, very predictable. But yeah, anyway, I'm hopefully in the next episode going to be able to eliminate Kislev, and then we'll see where we go after that. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.